Hi, I'm Marty Hoffman. I'm with Keysight's Network Test and Visibility. And one of the technologies you might be hearing about more often is DiFi, which is basically the digital transformation of analog signals. You might know Keysight having their spectrum analyzers, and doing the RF and prop sim, et cetera. One of the things that's coming out now more is when you might have needs to create digital versions of those signals, converting into IP traffic to traverse across the network. Perhaps the site can't do an uplink. You've got an analog signal coming in, and an IP stream needs to send that traffic to another uplink, or maybe for offline storage. Various reasons that the analog data might need to be digitized. So once that traffic is digitized, now going across an IP network. So Keysight also has solutions for the concerns about this traffic now going through an IP network. For instance, are the signals that are coming from that analog signal, are they confidential? Do they need to be encrypted? And so if they do need to be encrypted, what kind of network is going across? What is the effect that network going to have on that signal? And mixing with your other network traffic, if it's mixed in there, how do you route that traffic, et cetera? So we have several solutions for network test, for testing the resiliency of the network, resilience and signal, are things being routed the way you want, or even in a lab environment, you're doing a device or system under test, adding things like impairments, just like prop sim can add channel impairments. Our network emulator adds network impairments, such as adding packet drops, out of order packets, latency, even bit errors. So you can introduce what happens if this DiFi stream, which is a UDP stream, is going across the network, and we've got something in the network that is causing impairments to that. What is going to happen to that signal on the other side? Which brings me to the VSA software. VSA, Visual Signal Analyzer, can take that DiFi stream and decode, but basically in the headers of those DiFi packets are the coder rings, so to speak, of what the payload is, what that original signal was. So it reads things like the frequency and the span, and VSA will then sample that, read the data out of that payload, and show you what that original stream looked like. So for testing purposes, for example, I could have a signal generator, one of the Keysight signal generators, sending a signal directly to an analyzer to see, here is what the signal looked like originally, and send it through a DiFi converter. There's a few vendors out that are creating these devices that are converting DiFi to analog and analog to DiFi, and we're working with them to perfect those. What happens if it gets converted, comes out the other end? Is the signal just as good as it was originally? Has it got some degradation along with that? So we got a few vendors we're working with to test that. So again, though the main purpose of the VSA is to read that DiFi signal and tell you, first you see the constellation, we see the spectrum, it's getting IQ data off of there, and demodulating that, showing you what that signal looks like. So that's some of the solutions that Keysight has for DiFi and network test